we do see that, I mentioned about the growth. So there is a growth and a demand story. Are there risks? I would say that there are pockets of risk, right? So the same reason why data centers are growing so fast and so much, exponential capital intensity is there. It's also driving certain things like execution risk. So, we can talk about that. So Ming Cheng talked about power. We do see that it's a risk in some markets. In some markets, we may not see it as that much of a risk. So, for example, larger economies like China and India with a deep power system, track record of adding actually capacity, renewable energy capacity, to say this point. We don't think that power is that much of a constraint there. Sure, there's always localized kind of issues, right? But we don't see it as a big a risk. Some markets here in Asia, they have a decent reserve margin right now, but they are also growing a lot of data center capacity. So Ming Cheng talked about Malaysia. So if you put that 5 gigawatts, I've also heard like 7-8 gigawatts being planned, or ESA, or electricity supply agreements being signed. If you put that against Peninsular Malaysia installed capacity, 27, maybe almost 30 gigs, it's already the reserve margin. Right, so that growth is happening. The good thing is that for many of these capacity numbers, they sound big, but data centers and Ming Cheng can talk about it, take a while to ramp up to capacity, to the power usage. So we think that some of these power systems have time to catch up. The second thing about demand is that they are being driven by anchored by hyperscaler demand. So that does increase concentration. That's what Maza-san said. The other risk that we look at would also be policy risks as well as financing risks. But I think these are all going to be market specific as well as deal specific, because what we look at is also the coverage, leverage, and coverage ratios, and it all depends on how the deals are structured.